Thanks for joining us. I'm Janelle Slade. Well, topping today's news, just moments ago, the House passed a $2 trillion coronavirus stimulus bill. This as problems for households and businesses mount across the country. And today, Montana moves inside just one day after COVID-19 claimed its first life in our state. And Governor Steve Bullock ordered residents to stay home beginning tonight at midnight. Well, so far, we don't know any details about the victim who passed, only that the person was one of the now 108 confirmed cases here in Montana. The latest numbers also showing 7 people have been hospitalized. The United States also passed a grim milestone last night. Our country now has more confirmed cases than any other country in the world. The latest numbers just before broadcast, nearly 93,000 people infected and more than 1,300 deaths. Governor Bullock's order that kicks in tonight at midnight stated Montanans must shelter in place and all businesses considered essential are ordered to non-essential are ordered to cease operations. Gashon Salon and Spa in downtown Billings had already been slowing down business. The 10 self-employed workers have been taking extra time for sanitizing and cleaning their building. They have not been taking new clients and have kept having 10 or fewer people in the salon. Now here's also a look at some of the Facebook posts on the Q2 News page. Business owners and families weighing in on the latest closures, some questioning and some supporting the governor's move.
We have elderly people coming into the salon and people that have compromised immune systems, and we certainly don't want anyone to be sick or catch anything. We are non-essential and we want to comply, and if everybody does their part, hopefully we can stop it quickly and then we can all just get back to our normal daily lives and everybody can be healthy and we won't risk anyone.
So true. And I was just handed this, some breaking news from the city of Billings. Effective immediately, all city playgrounds, tennis, volley, and basketball courts have been closed due to the possibility of transmission of COVID-19 until further notice. Again, from the city of Billings, all city playgrounds, tennis, volley, and basketball courts have been closed due to the possible transmission of COVID-19. We'll, of course, have the latest on this tonight at 5:30. Well, news of the governor's order going into effect to stay at home and shelter in place sent many people straight to the grocery store last night. Take a look at this, the parking lot at Albertsons last night in the Billings Heights. Patrons told us there were some long lines inside. Now, once again, we just want to remind you that grocery stores are considered essential and will not close. It is just businesses deemed non-essential that are being ordered to cease operations for 2 weeks. Well, some creativity by 3 Billings inventors is helping people all around the world. The solution for a medical mask shortage, a 3D printed reusable mask, has been downloaded more than 30,000 times. The team, including a local neurosurgeon and dentist, put the blueprints online and asked anyone with access to 3D printing to start making them.
This is about everybody being able to help themselves in a time of crisis and providing an idea that has served as the springboard for a lot of communities to do projects, to get people involved, to solve the problem.
And those doctors say resources are still needed locally as well. For more information on how you can help, look for this story on ktvq.com. Well, doctors aren't the only ones getting inventive to keep supplies from drying up. Billings distillery Trailhead Spirits is changing its business model, now making hand sanitizer. Well, it's already whipped up a batch and they're ready to send over 1,000 bottles to local hospitals and clinics. The owner was happy to lend a hand, but says it's great to still be working.
We were out of business, and the thought process was, how are we going to survive a week? How are we going to survive 2 weeks? How are we going to survive 3 weeks? Oh my gosh. Then this came along, and it's just kind of been overwhelming. We've been able to keep a few of the staff people on to work on this project.
Now, the business will also sell bottles of hand sanitizer. They will donate 50 cents from every bottle sold to the growing Billings TrailNet system. Well, Congress has approved its $2 trillion rescue package within the last hour to help offset the impacts of the coronavirus outbreak across America. Congressman Greg Gianforte and Congressman Liz Cheney voted yes, while 40 Republicans said no. How will that aid be distributed to businesses in need? As MTN's Mike Dennison reports, the details aren't specifically known just yet, but that money primarily will go through local banks and lending institutions.
Kerry Hegerberg of the Montana Bankers Association says he's not sure yet when that money will be available or what the precise guidelines will be. But he does know that banks and other lending institutions will be the main vehicle for distributing business aid.
We see small businesses in every community in Montana that have been shuttered for several weeks, and some that are operating on a very skeleton crew. So, the need is absolutely critical, and banks know that they are going to be the key link to make this whole thing work, and they're ready, willing, and able to do that.
The package before Congress has almost $400 billion for emergency loans to help businesses employing less than 500 people. If businesses use the money for certain expenses and keep their employees on, those loans could be converted to outright grants. The money will be made available through lenders certified by the Federal Small Business Administration. Hagerberg says if businesses or anyone else are wondering what the options are, they should be in touch with their lender now.
If you're having trouble making payments, whether it's a consumer loan or a small business loan, to let your banker know up front, talk with your lender, let them know your circumstances, because the earlier you can work with your lender, the better options you're going to have looking down the road.
He also expects the money to become available quickly.
They want this money on the street immediately after Congress approves and appropriates the funds. So we're trying to get banks to gear up, anticipate what's going to come, and help their borrowers get instant access to these emergency loans.
So the aid is coming for businesses and workers. The next question, of course, will it be enough to get businesses through this downturn? Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Thanks so much, Mike. Now, the aid package also has direct payments to 150 million citizens and increased unemployment benefits to laid-off workers. Well, here to add some sunshine to your day, Q2's Rob Griggs. Good afternoon. It is looking pretty gorgeous out there, and we're glad to see you.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here, Janelle. Glad to be sort of the bearer of good news as we go into a shelter-in weekend. A lot of folks are wondering, what happens if I decide to go out and get a little fresh air and take a walk? Will the weather cooperate? Yeah, I think it's going to. On a national scene, though, a couple of things I want to point out. We've got fire danger down there from eastern New Mexico into Colorado. And if you look a little bit to the east, there's actually severe thunderstorms possible from Texas all the way through Iowa into Illinois and Indiana. Boy, I know it's springtime. We have to kind of keep reminding ourselves of that. You can see right now in the current national picture, not much going on in the Pacific Northwest other than just a really nice day. And for the most part, for most of Montana, gearing up for a really nice weekend. We'll give you the complete statewide forecast in just a little bit. Janelle?
All right, thanks, Rob. Well, high demand items like toilet paper and cleaning products have to make their way to the store shelves somehow. As governors take steps to protect their states across the country, closures make it difficult for another group of essential workers, truck drivers, to meet their needs on the road. For many truck drivers, they are facing issues such as a lack of places to be able to eat or find a shower. Throughout the country, though, many are taking steps to accommodate this group. One Montana family runs a truck and RV wash. It's called Exit 96 Shine and will be doing its part to help raise spirits. The family has created goodie bags with fresh snacks and food certificates. Another local truck driver mentioned that through the closure of the rest stops, they no longer have safe places to park or sleep.
We're doing a little bit to express hope and faith that we will all get through this and we're all in it together. And in times of crisis or need like this, people tend to step up to the plate, and we start to build faith in humanity again. And we spread appreciation and hope.
And you can visit your local MTN station's website for a list of trucker-friendly locations. Well, here's something to help keep the kids busy. Enjoy all that's offered at the Billings Public Library online. There are plenty of free activities and learning opportunities. Virtual tours are on the library's main children's page. Explore zoos, aquariums, national parks, all to help shake off that cabin fever. Now we hear the virtual tour of Dry Tortuga National Park is a must-see. Now the website is billingslibrary.org, and for other questions and resources, you can send a message to the library on its Facebook page. Well, we have more news ahead on your statewide noon news, including how one Cincinnati teen who is zooming in a way to help others in this time of need. The time is 12:09, but first, Rob is in next with your statewide weather forecast.
in toilet paper, your neighbors, your family members, they need a free roll. Don't sell it. Give it away. Be nice. We got to be nice to each other here. 44 out in eastern Montana, northwest winds 5 miles an hour. Got some cloud cover right now in Butte, but that's okay. You know, it's still pretty decent. We're at the freezing mark and winds aren't too bad. Northeast 6 miles an hour. A little bit more sunshine over in Helena, 41 degrees. That's not bad at all. And how about over in Great Falls? Woo, look at that. The sunshine has come out and 44, but the gusty winds are going to be an issue. In fact, we'll see some gusty winds across the state. Mostly eastern Montana, central Montana, clear as a bell right now, but you can see from Butte on in toward western Montana, the cloud cover, and also a few snow showers in the western mountains. Warmer temperatures across most of Montana than this time 24 hours ago, and when it comes to southern Montana, northern Wyoming, breaking even or maybe just a tad cooler. Currently the winds strong from Cut Bank all the way down to Great Falls, toward Lewistown, Helena, down toward Livingston. Not much going on in eastern Montana today, but eastern Montana is going to pick up the wind tomorrow. Now we have a little quick passing front that's moving through eastern Montana later on today. Not really much more than some clouds. Warmer temperatures moving across most of the state with the exception of those folks that are along the Continental Divide and to the west of the divide. And as that high pressure continues to warm things up for central and eastern Montana, another cold front coming in. Guess what? That's going to arrive on Sunday, bringing yet another chance for some colder temperatures, rain showers, high altitude snow showers, high elevation I should say. Altitude, you know, if it's snowing at 30,000 feet, we have other issues going on there. But as far as elevation is concerned, you know, you're talking about the foothills and the mountains. Looking across the state right now, our temperatures will be into the 30s and 40s out here in western Montana. We start to see the gradual warming trend in central and in eastern Montana and northern Wyoming, where we'll bump all the way well into the 50s. Some gusty winds, though, from Cut Bank, as I say, over toward Great Falls, Helena, even down toward Livingston. Not much wind to speak of out in eastern Montana. Tonight, the winds die down a little bit, and then we're going to see our temperatures just a tad warmer than they were last night, but still not incredibly warmer. So maybe up to the freezing mark, unless of course you're like our friends in Missoula and Kalispell where they have all the cloud cover and some of the showers. They'll be at or slightly above freezing. Only 15 degrees though in West Yellowstone. And then tomorrow, well tomorrow, Saturday, we got warmer temperatures, but the wind begins to shift out here across the plains to eastern Montana. The trade-off, of course, we're going to be seeing some temperatures close to 60 degrees. Here's our 3-day forecast. Quick glance for you. Kalispell, Great Falls, Missoula, and Helena. Wind again being a bit of a feature, shifting to the east a little bit later on in the weekend. Temperatures close to 60 degrees and at 60 for both Great Falls and for Helena. 3-day forecast, Butte, Glendive, Bozeman, and Billings, kind of the same story. And by the way, those temperatures in Glendive are a little wonky. You can invert those. Those are overnight lows there toward the end and daytime highs at the bottom, toward 61 in Billings. Janelle?
All right, thanks, Rob. Well, acts of kindness are being seen more and more each day, and one Cincinnati teen is finding a way to make a difference with Zoom Food.
Here's a teen balancing online schoolwork.
I'm on from 8 to 3 every day,
while delivering groceries and whatever else the most vulnerable need right now during COVID-19.
My free time between classes, I'm able to go on my email, reach out to our volunteers, check for deliveries, requests.
St. Xavier High School junior Trip Wright started Zoom Food.
I built a website Sunday and started spreading the word out.
He was inspired by a group of New York City college students who deliver groceries to the elderly or those considered high risk during the outbreak.
So we're offering a free service to do delivery to their homes at no charge, so they can feel better and there's minimal contact. It's really safe. We have lots of volunteers too.
The cost?
Nothing. It's free.
Here's how it works. You go to the website Zoom Food Deliver, click on Request a Delivery, fill out your info, and your delivery is on the way. You pay for the food, but the volunteers bring it to you for free. Trip, along with a team of volunteers, are making this happen.
We're all in this together. We all want to be a part and help, and this is one really simple way to just jump in your car and help your fellow community members out.
Because some volunteers can carry the virus without showing any symptoms, they're taking all the necessary precautions.
We are not having people open their doors when we come to their house, so if they have an airlock door, that's great. Let's put them on their porch, send them a text, give them a call, let them know they're there. We're going to be out here for as long as the need is in demand.
Right now, Zoom Food has more than 30 volunteers, and if you'd like to help out but you're not able to get in your car and drop off deliveries, they're always taking donations. In Cincinnati, Raven Richard, WCPO 9 News.
And the Ag Report is up next with Russell.
News, and as you can tell, I'm now producing the Ag Report as well from my home studio in an effort to help stop the spread of the coronavirus during this national emergency. Well, looking at some of your agricultural headlines today, the USDA has announced the acceptance of more than 3.4 million acres in the General Conservation Reserve Program sign-up recently completed, which, by the way, was the first general sign-up since 2016. Now, the Farm Service Agency says county offices will begin notifying producers with accepted offers no later than April 3rd. The new Farm Bill established a nationwide acreage limit for CRP, with the total number of acres that may be enrolled capped at 24.5 million acres this year and growing to 27 million by 2023. Even though the deadline for general CRP sign-up was February 28th, sign-ups for continuous CRP, the Conservation Reserve Enhancement Program, CRP Grasslands, as well as the Soil Health and Income Protection Program are ongoing. In some other news today, during a recent Senate hearing, Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue addressed the issue of mental health here in rural America. He told lawmakers, like Montana Senator John Tester, that the real answer to the increase in farmer and rancher suicides isn't just social, but economic.
We've got this farmer stress network. What we're trying to communicate to farmers is it's okay to talk to somebody, and that's the main thing, and we're there to listen in that way. But it's really challenging of how we can change that curve other than profitability.
Now, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline can be reached toll-free at 1-800-273-8255, and the crisis text line can be reached by texting HELLO to 741-741. Well, stay with us. We'll have more ag news right after this. Corn acres going into the ground this spring. The newest Farm Futures survey shows that U.S. farmers will plant 96.4 million acres of corn during this year's planting season. Now, that's the second highest number of intended acres after farmers put a record 97.3 million acres of corn in the ground during 2012. Farm Future estimates that soybean plantings will total 82.7 million acres, almost 3 million less than the USDA's estimate of 85 million, which also came out last month. Now, the survey estimates that farmers will plant 45.8 million acres of wheat, which would be higher than the USDA's estimate of 45 million acres. And finally, the American Sheep Industry Association and the National Lamb Feeders Association have sent a letter to USDA Undersecretary Greg Ibaugh calling for prompt solicitation of bids under a February 19th pre-solicitation notice announcement for trade mitigation purchases of lamb products. Of course, lamb meat sales to food service industries are struggling thanks to the developments surrounding the coronavirus national emergency that has led to the closure of many restaurants around the United States. Well, that's going to do it from the Ag Desk. Have a great day.
Thanks so much, Russell. And Rob Griggs, it's going to be a beautiful weekend, but...
Sure is, but when you're outside taking a break, social distance, 6 feet, wash your hands, and of course, we want to shelter at home, so stay at home, but you can obviously go out for a walk. It's going to be pretty nice to get out even today and definitely into Saturday and Sunday.
All right, thanks for joining us. Join the weekend crew right back here at 5:30 tomorrow.